كتب في المياه مثل 40 مثل اعتكاف مثل خلوة وسلوك وصيام في هذا المجلس يا رب النقشبندي للساعة زمان سنة تقبل
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أستغفر الله العظيم وأتوب إليه 100 times. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين إلى أشرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أصحابه الكرام والمشايخ في طريقة نقشبندية العليا وسائر سادتنا والصديقين.
الفاتحة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح كقامر الله الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة العشاء.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده
ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانيك هو الأبتر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده
ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده
ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده
ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله استغفر اللهم السلام منك السلام تباركت وتعاليت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد شيء قدير سميع وأتانا غفرانك عليكم وسرنا الصلوات استغفر الله سبحانه والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم أعوذ من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولكم له وعيد لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم سبحانك يا عظيم سبحان الله عليكم السلام شايف الإيمان دائما الحمد لله تعالى شأنه ولا غيره والله أكبر الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت كل شيء قدير سبحان ربي العلي العلي الوهاب
آمين 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 يا وهاب يا وهاب يا وهاب يا مسبب الأسباب يا مفتح الأبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا دليل المتعهدين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام وفوض أمري إن الله بصير بالعباد إلى شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى صحبه الكرام ولمشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العلية وسائر ساداتنا صدقين الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم بمددكم ونزلكم سيدي يا رسول الكريم حبيب مدد يا سيدي يا سلطان الأولياء الشيخ عبد الفايز الداغستاني سلطان الشيخ محمد ناظم عبد الحكاني مولانا الشيخ هشام كباني الشيخ عدنان كباني الشيخ محمد عادل عبد الخالق الخشدواني صاحب زمان سيد محمد المهدي عليه السلام روح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا عليه السلام ثم سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق سيدنا سيدنا عثمان إمام الحسن عليه السلام إمام الحسين عليه السلام وسيداتنا فاطمة عليه الصلاة والسلام وسائر وساداتنا والصديقين الفاتحة. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa
All those
barakatuh.
joining us online, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, let's start with our salawat book, page 5.
اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد عليه السلام صلاة تدوم وتهدى إليه ممر الليالي وطول دوام. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفرك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الفاتحة لنا ولكم يا حاضرون ووالدنا ووالدكم وأهالنا وأولادنا ولمشايخنا ولمن حضرنا ولمن غاب عنا ولأحيائنا ولأمواتنا وللمواظبين على هذا المجلس ولمن كان سببا في جمعنا. بأن الله الكريم ينبر القلوب ويغفر الذنوب ويستر العيوب ويحفظنا بما حفظ به الذكر وينصرنا بما نصر به الرسول. وأن الله الكريم يجعل مجلسنا هذا محاطا بالخيرات والمسرات والأنوار والبركات ويقضي لنا جميع الحاجات بجاه خير البريات. وأن الله ينصر المسلمين وعلانية الله الكريم ينصر سلطان الأولياء مولانا الشيخ محمد ناظم عادل حقاني قدس الله سره بجاه خير الأنام. وعلى كل نية صالحة مع حسن الخاتمة عند الموت بعد العمر المديد في طاعة الله وإلى حضرة النبي.
سورة الفاتحة. آمين يا رب.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أنت سلطاننا يا ربنا، اغفر لنا وارحمنا وتب علينا وزد حبيبك سيد الأولين والآخرين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، زده يا رب عزا وشرافا ونورا وسرورا وسلطانا ورضوانا رغما في الشيطان ومن تبعه. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله أسعنا هذا بفضل الله. ويا أكتاب ويا أنجاب ويا سادات ويا أحباب وأنتم يا أولي الألباب تعالوا وانصروا لله. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله أسعنا هذا بفضل الله. سألناكم وللزلفى رجوناكم وفي أمر قصدناكم فشدوا أمركم لله. عباد الله رجال الله
أغيثونا
بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله أسعنا هذا بفضل الله. فيا ربي بسعادتي تحقق لي إشاراتي أساتاتي بشاراتي ويصفو أمرنا لله. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله أسعنا هذا بفضل الله. بكشف الحور عن عيني ورعف البين من بيني وصرف القلب والعين بنور الوجه يا الله. عباد الله رجال الله
أغيثونا
بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله أسعنا هذا بفضل الله. صلاة الله مولانا على من بالهدى جانا ومن بالحق أولانا شفي الخلق عند الله. عباد الله رجال الله أغيثونا بأهل الله وكونوا عوننا في الله أسعنا هذا بفضل الله.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه.
مدد 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 يا سيد مدد 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 يا رسول الله مدد يا أبو بكر الصديق مدد يا عمر فاروق مدد يا عثمان غني مدد يا إمام علي مدد 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 يا سيدي مدد 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 يا رسول الله مدد يا فاطمة زهراء مدد يا إمام حسن مدد يا إمام حسين مدد يا سلمان فارسي مدد
مدد مدد
يا سيدي مدد 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 يا رسول الله مدد مدد یا قاسم مدد یا صادق مدد یا بستامی مدد یا خرقانی مدد 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 یا
سید مدد
مدد مدد مدد مدد یا رسول اللہ مدد یا فرمادی مدد یا حمدانی مدد یا خیدارو مدد یا غجدوانی مدد یا عارفون مدد یا فغناوی مدد 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 یا
سید مدد
مدد مدد مدد مدد یا رسول اللہ مدد یا رمیتانی مدد یا سماسی مدد یا امیر کولار مدد یا شاہ نقشبند مدد یا عطارو مدد یا چرخی مدد 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 یا
سید مدد
مدد مدد مدد مدد یا رسول اللہ مدد یا احراری مدد یا زاہدی مدد یا درویشو مدد یا امکناکی مدد یا باقی باللہ مدد یا سر ہندی مدد 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 یا
سید مدد
مدد مدد مدد مدد یا رسول اللہ مدد یا معصومی مدد یا سیف الدین مدد یا بدوانی مدد یا شمس الدین مدد یا دہلاوی مدد یا بغدادی مدد 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 یا سید مدد 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 یا رسول اللہ مدد یا اسماعیل مدد یا خص محمد مدد یا راغی مدد یا غمکی مدد 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 یا
سید مدد
مدد مدد مدد مدد یا رسول اللہ مدد یا صغوری مدد یا مدنی مدد یا شرف الدین مدد یا عبد اللہ مدد 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 یا
سید
مدد 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 یا رسول اللہ مدد یا شیخ ناظم مدد یا شیخ شام مدد یا شیخ عدنان مدد یا شیخ عادل مدد 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 یا
سید مدد
مدد مدد مدد مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا صاحب الوقت مدد يا فرداني مدد يا صديقون مدد يا يماني مدد يا إمام العارفين مدد يا سخاوي مدد يا مربم الحال مدد يا غطلانا مدد 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 يا سيدي مدد 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 يا رسول الله مدد يا إمام مهدي مدد يا خليفة الله مدد يا إمام مهدي مدد يا خليفة الله مدد 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 يا سيدي مدد 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 يا رسول الله.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله. Inshallah, page 49 on our salawat book, inshallah.
الله 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 ما لنا مولا سوى الله كلما ناديت ياه قال يا عبدي أنا الله 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 ما لنا مولا سوى الله كلما ناديت ياه قال يا عبدي أنا الله في ربيع أطلع الله وأتى النصر من الله يا له شهر عظيم والشريف كرم الله 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 ما لنا مولا سوى الله كلما ناديت ياه قال يا عبدي أنا الله في حجام قد فرحنا بنيل القصد فوزنا يا رسول الله طبنا وعلينا أنعم الله 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 ما لنا مولا سوى الله كلما ناديت ياه قال يا عبدي أنا الله ظهر الدين المؤيد بظهور الهادي أحمد يا حنانا بمحمد ذلك الفضل من الله 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 ما لنا مولا سوى الله كلما ناديت ياه قال يا عبدي أنا الله ثاني عشر في ربيع كان ميلاد الشفيع صاحب القدر الرفيع من له قد أيد الله 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 ما لنا مولا سوى الله كلما ناديت ياه قال يا عبدي أنا الله يوم ميلاد التهام ختم رسل الكرام زخرف الدار السلام وأتى النصر من الله 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 ما لنا مولا سوى الله كلما ناديت ياه
تعالى يا ديانا الله.
وسلم وبارك عليه. Inshallah, for our moderators to post the link for the app so that you get the app, download all of these salawat books on our app, inshallah. We'll continue with section B.
صلى عليك الله يا أدناني يا مصطفى يا صفوة رحماني. الحمد لله الذي أعطاني هذا الغلام الطيب الأرداني. هذا الغلام الطيب الأرداني. قد صاد في المهدي على الغلمان أعيذه بالبيت ذي الأركان حتى أراه بالغ البنيان. أنت الذي سميت في القرآن. أنت الذي سميت في القرآن. صلى عليك الله يا أدناني يا مصطفى يا صفوة الرحمن. الحمد لله الذي أعطاني هذا الغلام الطيب الأرداني. هذا الغلام الطيب الأرداني. أحمد مكتوب على الجنان. صلى عليك الله في الأحيان. أحمده في السر والبرهان. حقا على الإسلام والإيمان. حقا على الإسلام والإيمان. صلى عليك الله يا أدناني يا مصطفى يا صفوة رحماني. الحمد لله الذي أعطاني هذا الغلام الطيب الأرداني. هذا الغلام الطيب الأرداني. أحمده في السر والبرهان. حقا على الإسلام والإيمان. يا ربنا بالمصطفى العدناني اغفر ذنوبي ثم أصلح شاني. اغفر ذنوبي ثم أصلح شاني. صلى عليك الله يا أدناني يا مصطفى يا صفوة رحماني. الحمد لله الذي أعطاني هذا الغلام الطيب الأرداني. هذا الغلام الطيب الأرداني.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه. Continue.
طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع. طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب شكر علينا ما دعا لله داع. أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع. كن شفيعا يا حبيبي يوم حشر واجتماع. طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع. ربنا صل على من هل في خير البقاء أنت غوثنا جميعا يا مجمل الطيبات طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع ولبسنا ثوب عز بعد تلفيق الرقاب أسبل الستر علينا يا مجيبا كل داء طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع والصلاة الله على أحمد حتى تحرير الرقاب وكذا آل وصحب مسعى لله طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع.
وصلي وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله.
صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين يا غرامي صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين يا غرامي نبي كان أصل التكوين من عهد كن فيكون يا غرامي نبي كان أصل التكوين من عهد كن فيكون يا غرامي صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين يا غرامي صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين يا غرامي أياما جاءنا حق النظير مغيثا مسبلا سبل الرشاد أياما جاءنا حق النظير مغيثا مسبلا سبل الرشاد صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين يا غرامي صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين يا غرامي الله يا الله يا الله يا الله 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 يا الله يا الله يا الله رسول الله يا ذوي الجبين ويا من جاء بالحق المبين رسول الله يا ذوي الجبين ويا من جاء بالحق المبين صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين يا غرامي صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين
يا غرامي
صلاة لم تزل تتلى عليك كمطار النسيم تهدى إليك صلاة لم تزل تتلى عليك كمطار النسيم تهدى إليك صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين يا غرامي صلاة بالسلام المبين لنقطة التعين يا غرامي.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله. We'll go to the Urdu section, page 94, same salawat book inshallah.
جشن آمد رسول اللہ ہی اللہ جشن آمد رسول اللہ ہی اللہ بی بی آمنہ کے پھول اللہ ہی اللہ بی بی آمنہ کے پھول اللہ ہی اللہ اللہ ہی اللہ بولو اللہ ہی اللہ اللہ ہی اللہ بولو اللہ ہی اللہ جشن آمد رسول اللہ ہی اللہ بی بی آمنہ کے پھول اللہ ہی اللہ جب کہ سرکار تشریف لانے لگے حور و غلمان بھی خوشیاں منانے لگے ہر طرف نور کی روشنی چھا گئی مصطفیٰ کیا ملے زندگی مل گئی اے حلیمہ تیری گود میں آ گئے اے حلیمہ تیری گود میں آ گئے دونوں عالم کے رسول اللہ ہی اللہ دونوں عالم کے رسول اللہ ہی اللہ اللہ ہی اللہ بولو اللہ ہی اللہ اللہ ہی اللہ بولو اللہ ہی اللہ جشن آمد رسول اللہ ہی اللہ بی بی آمنہ کے پھول اللہ ہی لا چہرہ مصطفیٰ جب دکھایا گیا جھک گئے تارے اور چاند شرما گیا آمینہ دیکھ کر مسکرانے لگی ہوا مریم بھی خوشیاں منانے لگی آمینہ بی بی سب سے یہ کہنے لگی آمینہ بی بی سب سے یہ کہنے لگی دعا ہو گئی قبول اللہ ہی اللہ دعا ہو گئی قبول اللہ ہی اللہ اللہ ہی اللہ بولو اللہ ہی اللہ اللہ ہی اللہ بولو اللہ ہی اللہ جشن آمد رسول اللہ ہی اللہ بی بی آمنہ کے پھول اللہ ہی اللہ شادیاں خوشی کے بجائے گئے شادی کے نغمے سب کو سنائے گئے ہر طرف شور صلی اللہ ہو گیا آج پیدا حبیب خدا ہو گیا پھر تو جبریل نے بھی اعلان کیا پھر تو جبریل نے بھی اعلان کیا یہ یہ خدا کے ہیں رسول، اللہ ہی اللہ یہ خدا کے ہیں رسول، اللہ ہی اللہ، اللہ ہی اللہ، بولو اللہ ہی اللہ، اللہ ہی اللہ، بولو اللہ ہی اللہ، جشن آمد رسول، اللہ ہی اللہ، بی بی آمنہ کے پھول، اللہ ہی اللہ۔
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله. Let's continue.
شاہ مدینہ، شاہ مدینہ، شاہ مدینہ، شاہ مدینہ، طیبہ کے والی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، تیرے لیے ہی دنیا بنی ہے، نیلے فلک کی چادر تنی ہے، نیلے فلک کی چادر تنی ہے، تو اگر نہ ہوتا، تو اگر نہ ہوتا، دنیا تھی خالی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، شاہ مدینہ، شاہ مدینہ، طیبہ کے والی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، تو نے جہاں کی محفل سجائی، تاریکیوں میں شمع جلائی، تاریکیوں میں شمع جلائی، ہر سمت چھائی، ہر سمت چھائی، رات کالی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، شاہ مدینہ، شاہ مدینہ، طیبہ کے والی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، جلوے ہیں سارے تیرے ہی دم سے، آباد عالم تیرے کرم سے، آباد عالم تیرے کرم سے، باقی ہر ایک شے، باقی ہر ایک شے، نقش خیالی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، شاہ مدینہ، شاہ مدینہ، طیبہ کے والی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، او سلطان اف مدینہ، ہے نور تیرا شمس و قمر میں، تیرے لبوں کی لالی سحر میں، تیرے لبوں کی لالی سحر میں، پھولوں نے تیری، پھولوں نے تیری خوشبو چرا لی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، شاہ مدینہ، شاہ مدینہ، طیبہ کے والی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، او سلطان اف مدینہ او سلطان اف مدینہ او سلطان اف مدینہ او سلطان اف مدینہ
مذہب ہے تیرا سب کی بھلائی،
مسلک ہے تیرا مشکل کشائی، مسلک ہے تیرا مشکل کشائی، دیکھ اپنی امت کی، دیکھ اپنی امت کی خستہ حالی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، شاہ مدینہ شاہ
مدینہ
طیبہ کے والی، سارے نبی تیرے در کے سوالی، او سلطان اف مدینہ او
سلطان اف مدینہ
او سلطان اف مدینہ او
سلطان اف مدینہ.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله.
نور والا آیا ہے، نور لے کر آیا ہے، نور والا آیا ہے، نور لے کر آیا ہے، سارے عالم میں یہ دیکھو کیسا نور چھایا ہے. الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ، الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا حبیب اللہ، الصلاۃ السلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ، الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا حبیب اللہ. جب تلک یہ چاند تارے جل ملاتے جائیں گے، تب تلک جشن ولادت ہم مناتے جائیں گے. جب تلک یہ چاند تارے جل ملاتے جائیں گے، تب تلک جشن ولادت ہم مناتے جائیں گے. نور والا آیا ہے، نور
آیا
ہے، نور والا آیا ہے، نور لے کر آیا ہے، سارے عالم میں یہ دیکھو کیسا نور چھایا ہے. الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ، الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا حبیب اللہ، الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ، الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا حبیب اللہ. نعت محبوب خدا سنتے سناتے جائیں گے، یا رسول اللہ کا
نعرہ لگاتے جائیں گے.
نعت محبوب خدا سنتے سناتے جائیں گے، یا رسول اللہ کا
نعرہ لگاتے
جائیں گے. نور والا آیا ہے، نور لے کر آیا ہے، نور والا آیا ہے، نور لے کر آیا ہے، سارے عالم میں یہ دیکھو کیسا نور چھایا ہے. الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ، الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا حبیب اللہ، الصلاۃ
والسلام علیکہ یا
رسول اللہ، الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا حبیب اللہ. چار جانب ہم دیے گھی کے جلاتے جائیں گے، گھر تو گھر سارے محلے کو سجاتے جائیں گے. چار جانب ہم دیے گھی کے جلاتے جائیں گے، گھر تو گھر سارے محلے کو سجاتے جائیں گے. نور والا آیا ہے، نور لے کر آیا ہے، نور والا آیا ہے، نور لے کر آیا ہے، سارے عالم میں یہ دیکھو کیسا نور چھایا ہے. الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ، الصلاۃ والسلام علیکہ یا حبیب اللہ، الصلاۃ والسلام
علیکہ یا
رسول اللہ الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا حبیب اللہ عید میلاد النبی کی شب چراغاں کر کے ہم قبر نور مصطفیٰ سے جگمگاتے جائیں گے عید میلاد النبی کی شب چراغاں کر کے ہم قبر نور مصطفیٰ سے جگمگاتے جائیں گے نور والا
آیا ہے
نور لے کر آیا ہے نور والا آیا ہے نور لے کر آیا ہے سارے عالم میں یہ دیکھو کیسا نور چھایا ہے الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا رسول اللہ الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا
حبیب اللہ
الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا رسول اللہ الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا حبیب اللہ تم کرو جشن ولادت کی خوشی میں روشنی وہ تمہاری گور تیرا جگمگاتے جائیں گے تم کرو جشن ولادت کی خوشی میں روشنی
وہ تمہاری گور تیرا
جگمگاتے جائیں گے نور والا آیا ہے نور لے کر آیا ہے نور والا آیا ہے نور لے کر آیا ہے سارے عالم میں یہ دیکھو کیسا نور چھایا ہے الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا رسول اللہ الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا حبیب اللہ الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا رسول اللہ الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا حبیب اللہ
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله
یا مصطفیٰ 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 تو ہے عاشق نبی سب کو یہ بتائے جا مصطفیٰ کے عشق میں محفلیں سجائے جا جشن آمد نبی جشن آمد نبی دل سے تو منائے جا دل سے تو منائے جا یا مصطفیٰ یا مصطفیٰ یا مصطفیٰ یا مصطفیٰ دامن نبی پکڑ اور خدا کا نام لے پرچم نبی کو تو آگے بڑھ کے تھام لے نعرہ محمد نعرہ محمدی زور سے لگائے جا زور سے لگائے جا یا مصطفیٰ
یا مصطفیٰ
یا مصطفیٰ یا مصطفیٰ گفتگو کی ابتدا کر تو لفظ تول کر دل سبھی کا جیت لے میٹھے بول بول کر جن سے تجھ کو عشق ہے جن سے تجھ کو عشق ہے ان کے گیت گائے جا ان کے گیت گائے جا یا مصطفیٰ
یا مصطفیٰ
یا مصطفیٰ یا مصطفیٰ مرشدی کی بات کو اپنے پلے باندھ لے سامنے جو آئے وہ ان کو ہاتھوں ہاتھ لے اونچا رتبہ پا کے تو اونچا رتبہ پا کے تو مرتبہ بڑھائے جا مرتبہ بڑھائے جا یا مصطفیٰ
یا مصطفیٰ
یا مصطفیٰ یا مصطفیٰ باغوں میں بہشت کے
رات دن تو گھوم کر
اپنے والدین کے ہاتھ پاؤں چوم کر बख्त को जगाए जा, बख्त को जगाए जा, दिल में घर बनाए जा, दिल में घर बनाए जा।
या मुस्तफा
या मुस्तफा, या मुस्तफा, या मुस्तफा, प्यार कर तू बच्चों से, इज्जतें बड़ों की कर, दामले मुराद को अपने तू दुआ से भर। सीरत नबी से तू, सीरत नबी से तू फायदा उठाए जा, फायदा उठाए जा।
या मुस्तफा
या मुस्तफा, या मुस्तफा, या मुस्तफा, यौम मुस्तफा तुझे अब के यूं मनाना है, सब्ज परचमों से घर खूब तर सजाना है। जश्न आमद नबी, जश्न आमद नबी, दिल से तू मनाए जा, दिल से तू मनाए जा। या मुस्तफा,
या मुस्तफा
या मुस्तफा, या मुस्तफा।
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله إلى شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عليه وأصحابه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية اللالية وسائر وساداتنا والصديقين. الفاتحة. آمين يا رب العالمين. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أطيعوا الله, أطيعوا الرسول, وأولي الأمر منكم. And always a reminder for myself, أنا عبدك العجيز الضعيف مسكين وظالم الجهل. And but for the grace of Allah that we're still in existence. Alhamdulillah, the last night we talked about Allah has a category of creation in which their understanding, their knowledges, their practices are different, and that negation is a secret. That everything, and different ayatul kareem from Holy Qur'an, yusabbihu wa bihamdi, Allah in one of ayatul kareem describes that, for verily everything is praising me, none can hear it except the people of tafakkur. Means then none can hear it, this praise. Then another will be in reference to knowledge, none know it but the people of tafakkur, so knowledge. None understand it but the people of tafakkur. So the knowledges that they teach this group of people that Allah is giving reference to is not understood. Hence you come across people that say, what is he talking about? Exactly what Allah was describing, that one is in the category of none understand it. So there is a category of knowledges in which none understand it, but and Allah gives the exception, except the people of tafakkur. So when somebody's on a path and they say, oh, I tried to describe it to my relatives, they got angry. I tried to describe it to a friend, they got angry. I tried to describe it to a companion, they got angry. What is this? And Allah is describing in Qur'an, don't be angry. Allah is already negating. There are knowledges, there are informations, there are hearing and seeing and feeling, understandings in which Allah is giving to us, none understand it. So it means already 99.9% have now been taken off of that selection. So the majority will be none. The exception is a few. It's like a phrase. You're seeing the majority of it will now be negated from these types of knowledges. The exception is what the word except means, a few in which they are the people of tafakkur. So when we write notes, none understand it except few. And Allah defines them as the people of tafakkur. So then big letters, I want to be from people of tafakkur. And not anyone can call themselves that. So they make a video and say, what are awliya? And common Wahhabi and Deobandi teachings, everyone's awliya. What you talking about? Make it to be for everyone, it's not for everyone. There are those whom ittaqullah wa alimukumullah, where Allah give many categories, ulul albab, the people of the gate, ulama qayyim bil qist, the ulama whom have a specific knowledge. Means all these Allah is giving to us, like your dunya degrees, which one you want. It's not communism in the heavens, everyone the same. No, it's a heavenly kingdom with ranks. Ranks, and what gives them rank is their knowledge and their deeds. The knowledge that they acquired and they applied it for their deeds. Not the knowledge that you read and memorized and none of which you apply, because then you'll be held accountable to that knowledge. Those are the other guys. They read and none of it they apply, and they tell to other people, you should apply it. But these knowledges that Allah wants, and these ranks that Allah wants to give, is in the pursuit of knowledges. And that's what describing last night. We say again because everyone hears what they want to hear, not what was actually spoken. So you repeat it because that's the tajalli that's coming often, so that people again try to absorb it and go deeper into it, contemplate about it. Ya Rabbi, I want to be from the people of tafakkur and distinguish myself from the people who don't understand and none will understand it. Ya Rabbi, I want to raise my rank to the people of tafakkur, in which they understand, they hear, they feel, they sense something exceptional. Because Allah gave except. It's not everyone has it, it's exceptional. And as a result, they hear with Allah's hearing, they see with Allah's seeing, they feel with Allah's feelings, their hands move with Allah's might and majesty, their feet move, their qadam moves based on Allah's will. And Allah describes them in Hadith al-Qudsi that they are Rabbaniyun and they have power of kun fayakun. This is the station of nothingness and the reality of Abdullah and servanthood, real servanthood. Because what Prophet described, that the love of the name Abdullah. Servanthood is not the dunya, to be a servant and have an incorrect understanding, but the servants of Allah are at such a rank that Allah dressed them from abd. Ain, ba, dal. Abd means the ayn that Allah gave to them because they're people of tafakkur. The ayn is the crown of their reality. The ayn is their ancient ilm, alim, knowledges that I'm going to dress you from alim. Ancient knowledges of Allah, and as a result your ayn, which also means your eye, your spiritual eye, has to be opened. And Allah dresses them from the reality of that ba, because ayn is the dress that's going to be dressing them. The ayn dresses the ba. And the ba that Allah is going to give to them is when Qur'an is in 30 juz. This is the secret of the power of Qur'an going to be dressed upon them. The Qur'an is described as in 30 juz. These 30 juz in 7 verses of Surah Fatiha. Means the 7 verses actually carry the secret of these Holy Qur'an. The secret of these 7 verses of Surah Al-Fatiha in the reality of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. One whom Allah wants to bestow ayn and make him an alim and grant him from alim, Allah's ancient knowledges, not accounting and dunya knowledges. Allah is going to dress them from the Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And that whole Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is in the ba, like a laser. Qur'an 30 juz, 7 verse, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, all of that condensed into ba. So when Allah opens the bab and the door, because behind that door is an ayn, is Allah's ancient knowledges that opens like a door to the ba. And from that ba is an infinite knowledge and reality dressing upon their souls. Means then the station of servanthood is going to be based on their control of their eyes, the understanding of how to open their heart, opening the reality of the heart, all of what we talked about of the people of tafakkur. Means that normal people, they can't say they're from the people of tafakkur. They can't claim that everybody is achieving wilayat and sainthood and proximity and nearness to Allah. They can't even claim sincerity. How you can claim you're near to Allah when you can't verify your own sincerity? You can't say, I'm sincere. No, it's not up to you. Allah has to grant sincerity and ikhlas. But what we gave for ikhlas? Hudan al-muttaqeen. Allah opened the Qur'an with the people of ikhlas. That hudan al-muttaqeen means the muttaqeen in which Allah opened all 5 senses from the oceans of yaqeen and certainty. They're muttaqeen. And hudan, it's a guidance for them. Because as a result of that hadith al-Qudsi, Allah opened all their senses with sincerity because Allah's dress from His Divinely dress is upon them. How can you have sincere hearing if Allah didn't be your hearing? How can you have sincere eyes if Allah's not your seeing? It means you didn't reach ikhlas. So how can they call themselves from the nearness and friendship of Allah? That's not a title for somebody to claim to themselves, but its proofs are available. The proof is Hadith al-Qudsi. Can you claim that Allah is your hearing? That you hear your consciousness, you hear yourself, you hear the inspiration that comes to you? You can't. And you can't ever achieve that if all you hear is shaitan. People are stuck in the station of hearing shaitan. They hear waswas and they want to react on it, they want to get confirmation and talk about it. Soon as you do that, you lost your approach to hearing. When you, and this has to go clear into our hearts to understand, when shaitan is outside the door, if he knocks and you ignore it, you are passing. A'udhu billah. When he knocks and you open it, hello? You failed. And if you open it and begin to talk to him, you really failed. But by that time he's in your home, in your heart and in your wujood. Means this station of hearing, few can pass that. And this hearing opens everything. Dunya people, they want to say, no, it's seeing. They can see, oh I see UFOs, I see the flying people, I see these lights. The seeing is rubbish if your hearing has not been certified. Seeing, we said before, your head is like a Netflix. Shaitans can cast into your head all they want. It's not hard to override your head. Now Elon Musk will be coming into your head. He has a neurotransmitter coming now, right? He's going to put a line into the back of your pineal gland and he's going to start showing you movies in your head. But can he do that to your heart? Can they cast into your heart and give inspiration and realities? They think consciousness is in the head. Those are just the memory files. The consciousness and the reality of the soul is in the heart, in which they have no access. Those are encrypted files by Allah. The transference of my memories that I put into my head, of course they'll be able to download it, put it into a robot that looks like human and say, look, no John, we cloned you. Because it has my memories from my head, from a circuit board, but not my consciousness, not what my soul feels, not what my soul has its connection to Allah. There's no access for that. But they're going to bring machines out and say, look, we can clone people. What clone? These are biological robots because their technology far, far more advanced than what humans know. Their machinery is organic material, not metal machines. When they introduce that to this dunya for a great fitna and they convey through the head and steal from the head, but these are just memory cells like a computer. The consciousness and the reality of insan is in the heart. And that's why then this way of tazkiyah and this way of sincerity, shut your head off. The knowledge that you have and the knowledge that awliyaullah have is not on their head. Actually they trained all their life, cut their head off. With La ilaha illallah, this is the first zikr of every tariqah. La to your head, ilaha, there is no divinity, illallah but Allah. This light has to move and burn. First thing it burns is the head, we described before. The head has to be trained to be shut off so that its ears don't work for shaitan. So as much as shaitan wants to whisper, you're behind a steel door, it's not going to happen. If they can't achieve that and each time they open the door, fall prey to it, start arguing and fighting with people because of what they heard from shaitan, the whisperings of shaitan. This will never open. So it's not like, oh, I just wanted to discuss this. No, you keep shaitan far away, whisperings and doubts and shak and everything, because this way is miraculous. You're walking on water to reach the Divine, the Presence. I just want to ask you about this. Why? Because shaitan whispered into your heart something, to your ear something? Safeguard. When you safeguard, then they'll train you that your ears are now safeguarded. You trained on how to cut the ears off, on how to cut the waswas off. You meditated with sound, you played salawats, you meditate until the energy was built up so strong that you vibrate a very powerful energy, that the shaitans have a difficult time coming close to that energy without burning. That's the Dracula movies. That the light is so strong on that individual because Allah opened for them ikhlas and sincerity, that it burns them to get near. So forget it, we go to the next one, whom has no light and just whisper all day long. Not even whisper, but sing songs for them, give them storytelling books, everything. And those are the people whom continuously hearing these things and getting angry, talking about this, talking about that. So that means that never any spirituality will open. This way is based on samina wa atana. I hear and I obey. And the first level of hearing and obeying is lock your ears from shaitan. He's about to get a lot more powerful. The Dajjal are jinn and their nation are jinn, and the jinn support everything that they're doing. And as a result they show many different miracles because people can't see the magic show. So it means then this people of tafakkur and hudan al-muttaqeen, none will know it except the people of muttaqeen, is Allah sanctified and certified their hearing. As a result of cleaning their hearing, Allah dressed them that I am the hearing in which you hear. And that's the goal to achieve for the people of tafakkur. So we clarified last night, be from the people of tafakkur. When they say, what are you? I'm from the school of tafakkur. What's Sufi? So forget about that, let me tell you about tafakkur. So if a Muslim asks you, what are you? Say, I'm in a school of tafakkur. They can't come against Qur'an. And in that school of tafakkur, I'm in search of ilma laduni wa hikmati bis salihin. I want ilma laduni, I want Divinely heavenly knowledges. Not hadith interpretations and translation services that take the hadith in Arabic, the audience doesn't know Arabic and they speak it in their language and people are astonished. Because this is the greatness of Prophet. But that's not you, you're merely translating. Awliya, because of their connection and love and muhabbat for Sayyidina Muhammad, the hadith comes alive for the servant. And the hadith begins to explain the reality for the servants. You'll be with whom you love. Do you think that Prophet walked around and talked in 3 sentences and 2 sentences everywhere? Or these were the notes in which to reference that reality. You'll be with whom you love, there must have been immense talks on that reality. Not that you'll be with whom you love and then walk away. Immense realities were given and dispensed to the holy companions. These are like the footnotes to make reference to it. Those same notes are enough for the ashiqeen. As soon as they mention it, the access to the heart of Prophet ﷺ begins to downpour into their heart. That you be with whom you love and all the immensity of its realities, and whom you love will always be with you. And opens the immense reality of love, the immense reality of companionship, how to achieve that companionship, how to draw near to the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. So it wasn't just 2 words that you translate into your language or another language, it was an entire teaching. Tariqah can take 2 or 3 holy hadiths and would be enough for you from today to the Day of Judgment. That if you learned it, understood it, made your tafakkur and contemplation with it and lived by it, it was enough, it was common for everything. The immensity of the oceans of the words of Sayyidina Muhammad that can't be understood, how it opens up to immense oceans. So it means then al tafakkur, they are trained in controlling their hearing. As soon as you open the door for shaitan, you already lost, and then this game begins again and you lost what you achieved. And if you don't achieve and you don't achieve, no problem, they stay with you 100 years. Allah gives to them patience, but you're not achieving what was meant to be achieved. Then there's no more time to play around, time is finishing. If you're falling at this stage, then read what now is coming from Dajjal. The immensity of deceit, immensity of deception, and all of the false showings of miracles, taking dead, making them come to life, taking those whom sick and healing them, taking all of these different examples with the izzat of Allah, with permission of Allah, to create an immense deceit upon this earth, except for mukhlis, except for the people of tafakkur and contemplation, in which they open their heart, open their reality, reach the stations of sincerity, and they don't run this life with a physical eye and physical ears only, but when they contemplate, they hear. They hear what people are saying, not by their lips but by the intention moving within their heart. They can see with a vision that Allah gave to them, and each to their darajat of what Allah want them to see. That's why many people, they have a shyness and begin to hide themselves from pious people, because they hear with Allah's hearing, they hear the waswas within the hearts, and they see what Allah wants them to see. And as a result of that, people stay away. But their training and the humility is they don't expose these realities, they don't expose people, but they give guidance. And that's why when we come into their associations, everyone should think, this guidance is solely for myself. Same for the one speaking. My shaykhs, if I negate myself, they send a guidance for me. And I'm the first to talk to this talk is for myself, to reconfirm for myself. So it means that at all times the guidance is coming, they see us, Allah sees us, Sayyidina Muhammad sees us. Everyone believes shaitan is everywhere. You ask somebody, is shaitan everywhere? Say yes. Is shaitan around you? Say all the time. You think Allah gave more power to shaitan or to the soul of Sayyidina Muhammad? He works with izzatullah, izzat al-Rasul wa izzat al-mu'mineen. Means he even has to get permission of mu'mineen. He's working through their power. He can't enter an area without izzatullah, izzat al-Rasul, izzat al-mu'mineen. Means they have to give a permission for that shaitan to come and begin to attack that person. Why? Because there's an imtihan, there's a secret now happening. How can you have a grade in a school if there's no testing? Everything that coming, Allah's observant because He wants the darajat. I want to give that person a raise. I want to give them a higher rank. If it was not controllable, there would be no way to achieve anything. And that's why Allah described to shaitan, you can go over and after whoever you want except my mukhlas. Because the mukhlas then are mahfuz and guarded by Allah. They may make mistakes and they do make mistakes, and Allah guards them, cleans them, washes them and pushes away the shaitan. But as a result of these types of training means then these are the lights and the barakah within our lives. When we accompany them, they're teaching us how to have sincerity in your hearing, how to train yourself from continuously listening to waswas. If you can understand that, then the training will begin on how to open the eyes, how to take a life in which to close your physical eyes. That nothing from these physical eyes sees good but deceit in this world, Ya Rabbi. I can't take my isharat from my physical eyes. And then I train this way of tafakkur in which to contemplate. I listen to the salawats, I close off my ears, I begin to make my tafakkur and my contemplation, and that, Ya Rabbi, I want to be in the Divinely Presence, I want to be in the presence of Holy Kaaba, I want to be in the presence of Rawza Sharif, in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. And they train and they train and they train until Allah sees sincerity in their eyes. They have clean eyes. Can Allah grant sincerity to dirty eyes? No. Eyes that are just hungry for everything, they have a hasad for everything, anything they look at they want, anything they see somebody has they're jealous and angry of. Their eyes are trying to eat everything, absorb everything. And then the very wicked whom have wicked and dirty eyes, evil eyes. Allah doesn't open for that any eye. Means then the training is that they heard, they practiced, they listened, they pushed away shaitan, they pushed away waswas, they purify their hearing in which Allah begins to grant a sincerity in their hearing. They hear their consciousness, they hear the proximity to their shaykh and to their training. They hear the talks and the reality of the talk that comes into their heart, and as a result they spend much time closing their eyes. Like being in a qabr, that their life like they're dead. When they make their salah, at the end of the salah they sit for tafakkur, and that they train not to see, to empty the eyes. And in their training they realize that when they saw too much it made their meditation even more difficult. Because as soon as you close your eyes all you see are the bad and nasty images that run through your eyes. So then they train themselves not to see like that, to clean their eyes, clean their vision. And as a result of clean eyes, the tariqah comes and says, keep your nazar on your qadam, keep your eyes on your path. Means what? On your goal, you're about to go to the grave, make sure you're good with Allah. And when they clean their eyes and made istighfar and clean and make istighfar, and then they ask, when the eyes became cleaner and cleaner and cleaner, Ya Rabbi, I want to be in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. grant me the visualization of Rawza Sharif in Madinat al-Munawwara, and that I'm just sitting at this Sharif, Rawza Sharif, and keep myself in that company, keep the company of my shaykh. When Allah said, kunu ma sadiqeen, keep the company of truthful servants. Allah doesn't care for dunya. He's making reference to the world of light. When Allah's Divinely speech is not for this dunya. When Allah is teaching us, kunu ma sadiqeen, keep the company of truthful servants. You think it's for the physical world only? Or more powerful is keep their visualization with them. Keep yourself always in your ruhaniyat with them. That when you meditate, I'm sitting with them. When I'm contemplating, I'm sitting with them. Everything I'm asking to be in their presence. Why? Because if I meditate alone, I begin to lie to myself. How were you today? I was really good. What? Did you do anything wrong? Absolutely not, I'm a great guy. Now visualize the shaykh is in front of you and say, do you know? And I don't know. And I'm nothing. I want to do my awrad, I want to contemplate, inspire within my heart what I did wrong, and everything will begin to reflect onto you. You said this wrong, you did this wrong, you thought this wrong. Because Allah described them. When you pass these graves, they don't think they're dead, they're very much alive. These are shuhada. So awliyaullah are what? Mushahada, right? They died. When you die, Allah becomes your hearing, Allah becomes your seeing. That's a description of somebody whom operates with their soul, not their body. Or somebody who operates with their light, they can be many places at the same time. So they would darken the room and put a box, and then in this dark room, in the box they have a candle, and then they poke a hole and a light comes out. You poke another hole and a light comes out that way. You poke another hole, light comes out that way. Means the wave reality of the shaykh and the soul can be many directions at the same time, many places at the same time. One whom is hayat and has the oceans of al-hayat, in which Allah gave their soul to be hayyul qayyum, they're not operating as a particle. Later you find out in quantum physics, everything has a wave reality. We only see the particle version of that. So it means their lights are everywhere. As soon as I meditate and contemplate, I'm asking for one of those to be present with me. Then I'm asking to reach to these realities, and that light begins to reflect a truth onto my heart and soul. Worshipness is for Allah, but Allah ordered keep their companionship. Just like when you're with the imam and making salah, you're praying to Allah but with the imam. Because their light is there, their reality is there, brings out truthfulness in the character, brings out an awareness. Means that shaitan is going to be there. If you don't have the representative of Rahman, it's just you and shaitan. And shaitan making every type of whisper, every type of bad advice and bad gossip into the heart. As soon as you bring the madad and ask for the support, what happens is now you're battling shaitan, because when the madad comes and the light of these awliyaullah come, وَكُنُوا مَا صَادِقِينَ, and when the truthful servants of Allah their lights come, it brings a tremendous light to push away shayateen. So it means in this way of tafakkur has an immense reality. And this reality is all about opening the power of the head, opening the ears, closing it to shaitan, opening the eyes, closing it to shaitan, opening the breath and the power of the breath. If the ears are not opening, the eyes are not going to open. Has to be a sincerity When the ears become sincere and fight and fight and fight the devil, then Allah grants sincerity and takes the lock off of their hearing. They begin to meditate and contemplate because the lock is off, the inspiration and ilham and knowledges begin to flow into their soul. That knowledge and that inspiration is a power. That's the power they need to begin to open their heart and the vision of their heart, because they close the physical eyes and now they want the spiritual vision to begin to open. It requires a power to open it, and as a result they receive these fires, they receive these lights, they receive these inspirations and angelic dresses, and that angelic dress supports them with a power in which to have spiritual vision. That Allah's light that He gave into their reality and their soul becomes like a angelic power that reaches beyond the 7 heavens if Allah wants. They can see you through you and into the 7 heavens, their spiritual firasat. And that's why they describe, beware of the vision of the believer for they look with the light of Allah. Means these are immense realities. They can't just say, oh we are from those people, no. And that's why Allah says, none understand this. Yusabbihu wa bihamdi, everything is praising me and everything has a praise, and none will know it except the exceptional, whom Allah granted them a reality. But we can't be from that if we're not enrolled in that. You can't sit and say, oh I'm just going somewhere, I'm going to be from people ilm laduni. If they're not serving Divinely knowledges, you're not eating Divinely knowledges, you're not being fed Divinely knowledges. And if they're not teaching hikmati bis salihin, means good manners and good adab, then you see other people with bi-adab. They learn 3 things and they're very rude, they insult everyone, they open their mouth. That's not hikmati bis salihin. They take something and they inappropriately use it at an inappropriate time, and you say, oh this person has absolutely no hikmah. And that becomes the danger of knowledge. Knowledge can be like a bazooka. You point it at the wrong place and you give it to a child, they use it and they harm everybody with it. So ilm laduni doesn't bear its fruits with hikmati bis salihin. These are the 2 wings that Allah has to give to them. But how are you going to receive hikmati bis salihin if you're not in the schools of hikmah and wisdom? And that then requires you to be from Surat al-Kahf, like Sayyidina Khidr, that I'm going to send you to one of these people whom attained a rahmah, and then we taught him ilm laduni, attained a rahmah. So Surat al-Kahf, the 18th surah, is for all the students of tariqah. Read it and understand Allah's criteria for following tariqah. That is by Allah. No shaykh has to say anything. Allah gives the criteria for accompanying these types of servants. One whom attained a rahmah, means they received the mercy and the rahmah and the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad, and now he dispenses ilm laduni, heavenly knowledges. We pray that Allah expand our hearts to understand and grant us an izzah and might to overcome all this wickedness and badness of character. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al Mustafa wa basir Surat al Fatiha. People are killing each other now because of waswas. They hear something in their mind, they begin to attack people, fight people, argue with people. If they have weapons, they go after these people. Shaitan knows what he's doing. It's not something small, it's immense in Allah's eyes. because of the amount of shaitans around somebody, flying around them with a very big darkness. And as a result the person listens and acts on it, is big gunaah, big problem. So look at the extent of what people are doing. They harm people, kill people, abuse people. Why? You think they're inspired to do that from themselves or from the heavens? No, from shaitans. And that's how shaitans operate. You become an avatar and video game for a shaitan when you were supposed to be the avatar for Allah. You were supposed to be the servant of Allah and to do Allah's bidding on earth, to feed people, help people, give to people. Instead they want to become the avatar for shaitan. Go say this to them, go say this to him, go destroy this, go say this, do that. And you say what? Samina wa atana to the shaitan? And you think Allah will be alright with that? Or it happens enough times, enough time until Allah say, finished, you are now with shaitan, go and enjoy yourself. And this become more and more prevalent because the Dajjal is moving, his zuhur coming out they say in 2023. So Allah protect us and to guard us with the ishq and the love of Sayyidina Muhammad inshaAllah. What we got for tonight?
You answered many of them.
There we go, alhamdulillah.
Someone just asked, As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi,
Walaikum salam.
how do you deal with people making fun of you, being mean to you in an Islamic way?
Being mean to me
That,
or being mean to them?
yeah, to them.
Oh, okay. Same way I deal with them being mean to me. Ignore it.
Don't worry.
Who cares? By the time you want to argue back, shaitan already got you, you open the door. So Allah is the best of those who defend. So one secret that in piety and in the schools of piety, the less you answer, the more Allah will punish them. If you take your hisab, then Allah will say, well, I was going to defend you but you took your hisab, so that's good for you, do what you want. You didn't gain that nearness and the status that Allah wanted for you. So the highest is the one whom the first is the one who does with his hand what was done to him. The second is the one who wants money for what was done wrong to him. The third is the one who has tawakkul and turns to Allah. So I don't want to harm with my hand, I don't want any compensation Ya Rabbi, but I'm turning my affairs to you. And that is what they try to stay at, that level in which Allah is their defender. That can be very powerful. That's why Allah then warned that, be careful of my awliya, for if you ever come against them I declare war on you. Well, Allah doesn't declare war on anyone, there's no category of Allah declaring war on anyone, but Allah then gave this reference from Prophet. Why? Because they relied so much on Allah that Allah is their wali, will overtake their case and defend them. So why we have to lose our rank and lose a station by arguing and arguing and arguing, and all the shaitan wants is for us to lose the barakah. Zikr nights, most prevalent. If you don't get it then you're really insane, literally insane. You have to be put away in a room and a key has to be locked. Because for how many years we're teaching this? Zikr nights are the tajalli nights. So you got now, and Mawlana Shaykh describes it, that the zikr nights and the zikrs begin, there should be 1,000,000 gold coins coming down on the whole shahr, because Allah wanted everyone to be doing zikr. But since there's only one room with 50 people, well, they got the lottery. The lottery is now split amongst 50 people. Instead of 1,000,000 people getting the gold, the 50 people got the gold. Well, shaitan's very angry with that. I'm not going to let you go with that much barakah away from here. So his whole objective is to stop you from coming to the zikr, get you angry during the zikr, and destroy you by the time you left the zikr. Where you're angry, gossiping, saying all sorts of things, and you can hear those gold coins going like this, ring, ring, ring. They left your account, right? But that's what shaitan wants. I want you to come with nothing and I want you to leave with nothing. So when you understand that, why play shaitan's game on the zikr nights? So from Thursday we stay quiet. We know all the fitna what is going to come, all the way to Saturday night, Salaamu Alaikum, good night, jump into bed, is finished. By Sunday he leaves you alone. But he wanted to destroy you on those nights to stop that reality. If somebody's not getting that after 10 years, 15 years, what's wrong with you? You keep playing with these shaitans until one time Allah says, it's enough. You play so much with them, make them your friends. They come and they rip and devastate people. Don't think, okay, it's okay. No, because we have all the other side of people who have horrific events from shaitan, horrific experiences from shayateen, horrific physical attacks from shayateen. They come in and they can do all sorts of horrific acts upon people. So to leave Allah's rahmah and to leave Allah's gift and to lose that bounty, it has to be insane. Literally, that nobody should ever want to do like that. So it means then to cherish our way and to cherish what Allah has given to us, and no, Thursday comes, here he goes. He's going to make your car not work, he's going to make every type of battle in the house so that you don't get your gold coins. And these coins are eternal. It's not like here where if you put gold in your wallet and tomorrow Bitcoin drops and they stole your Bitcoins. These are eternal currency from Allah that you go throughout all of eternity dressed with these barakas and these blessings, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum as-salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How should we overcome the intense feeling of loneliness on this path? The heart is disassociated with daily life and only comes alive in tafakkur and zikr.
The heart only comes alive in tafakkur and zikr, yes. Loneliness and solitude separate. That when we took a path to realities, we understood, and most people should have understood, the problem is in the crowd. Means that when Sayyidina Yusuf his problem was his brothers. So for us it's our jama'ah, our friends, where we hang out, who we know, who we knew. So the problem is the crowd. When Allah loves you, wants to save you, then like Sayyidina Yusuf that I got to take you away because these brothers are going to kill you. He inspired them, throw him in the well. Allah inspired them, and these are prophets of Allah. These are the 11 tribes, 12 tribes of Bani Israel, each of them is a prophet of Allah. And prophets having hasad, wanting to kill their brother. So imagine then rest of us, everyone has hasad, everyone has bad desires, everyone wants to make a problem for us. One of Allah's miracles is that He isolates His servant whom is on a spiritual path. So when they feel themselves blessed, they look around and they say they're very isolated. Why? Because Allah wants it that way. Said those people contaminate you, and we gave these talks during those pandemic problems. Allah gave that to all His creation because He loves His creation. Stop what you're doing, go back into your home, and then everybody had an awakening when they went home. Why? Because the real pandemic are people. The real virus, the most deadliest virus are people. People whom send their bad desires, their bad energy, their hasad, what you're supposed to do according to them and how you're supposed to live according to them, and all of these battles that we have amongst people. Allah when He wants to save the servant to build them, they need a time to isolate. So the seed never grows amongst other seeds. The only time the seed grows and becomes rushd is if you put it in the ground and isolate it, cover it and begin to water it. Means that everybody needs solitude, in which I look away from everybody, and that the love I'm seeking and recognition I'm seeking, don't get it from people, because they're going to sell you one day. If your life is about getting recognized by people, family, loved ones, every time they disappoint you, you become devastated because you thought that the people are supposed to love me, they're supposed to love me, I trusted him so much. Sayyidina Isa comes and says, why you trusted them? Their nature is to sell you, they will betray you. So why are you trusting? You trust only in Allah. And as a result love Sayyidina Muhammad. So then that was the big shift in their heart. When they were training, they understood that their heart is to love Allah. Ma fi qalbi dhikrullah nur Muhammadun sallallahu. That their heart, their love for Allah, and Allah put in their heart that love and approach Sayyidina Muhammad. So it means then our heart is for that. The time you have in your solitude is a blessing. Make your zikr, make your tafakkur, make your contemplation, make all the connections until Allah is satisfied with the servant that they've made their connections, they have the ability to make their connection. At that time they can put the love in the appropriate place, and they understand then at that time to love people for who they are and don't expect anything else from them. Because your real love is with Allah, you're getting that satisfaction from Allah because you're drawn near to Allah. But shaitan fooled people to come on this earth and find that Divinely love amongst people. It doesn't exist amongst, it's not supposed to be amongst people. We're supposed to love Allah. We have to rely on Allah. When that true love is locked onto the Divine Presence, then we say everything else is in jigar, right? Our expressions in Farsi, they're rare to say that I love you with my qalb, but I love you with my chest. Sine is not the same as qalb. Why? Because your love is here in my other organs. My love for Allah is only here. We can't put 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, it's only Allah. Everything else is somewhere else. So jigarat baram, what? Is that my love for you in my liver. Why they came with these expressions? Because they understood the true direction of love and the true connection. When the servant makes that connection and Allah loves them and they love Allah, well then something else starts to happen, is that Allah when He loves that servant, everything in creation begins to love that servant. So there's a hikmah why Allah is repelling people, is that stay away until I'm working on him. And when Allah is working on him and begins to dress them, what happens? They're filled with Allah's love. Then what happens? They become magnetized by love, what we call magnetic character. They have juzba. As a result of juzba, people are attracted to them, not because of them but because of the light and the love that flowing through their heart and through their soul. That's what we're trying to reach, not the love of people, because people will always bring you down and you're putting that love in the wrong place. When we have the love for Allah, then you begin to love everybody for who they are, what they are, and don't expect anything from them. As a shaykh, we know people never change, so why do you expect to change from people? So you become more patient with creation, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Walaykum salam rahmatullah.
Despite being cautious, the eyes become corrupt by going to workplace and traveling in the roads. In the evening the soul becomes guilty and tired. How to clean the eyes?
We have in the meditation book, you have to get the meditation book on how to do the washing, how to do the cleansing, how to wash your eyes, how to in the shower see ourselves washing the soul, washing all the bad images, washing. The secret of wudu has an immense cleansing. It washes the sins from a body that died. Why you have to have the last ghusl? Because it's your last wudu before you go to Allah. Allah put within the secret of water the ability to wash away sins and sayyat. So those whom understood, they shower and they wash themselves physically, and in the shower they have a meditation in which they see their soul also moving in the water and asking Allah that to take from my soul and take from my heart these images and this bad energy of people, hasad of people. So when you work around people, work in the mall, work as a nurse or doctor, anytime you're around people, you try to go home and shower and wash away these negative energies that people put onto you intentionally or unintentionally. Because by the nature of energy it just moves towards a positive person. Every negative energy moves towards a positive people, because positive attracts the negative. InshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum as-salam wa rahmatullah.
Is the title servant of Allah greater than the title of Prophet in relation to the story of Khidr alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam?
The title of servant of Allah higher than the title of Prophet of Allah. Prophet of Allah is immense rank. The Prophet of Allah is a servant of Allah. Servanthood is something that Allah want to grant to creation, but prophecy is not. So prophecy is murad, not murid, is something Allah granted that reality. So that's not something that can be achieved. Servanthood then is a station that can be achieved, that's why we described it. That Allah wants to grant the servants servanthood, but they have to be in the training of rijal. So nobody can become Abdullah without being Ubaydullah, right? Abdullah, how are you going to be Abdullah, servant of Allah if you didn't ever serve a servant of Allah? So it means first station is Ubaydullah. I am the servant of those whom served Allah. Through that servanthood of khidmat and service, I learned how these Abdullah perform. Not me, I'm just saying this is the way and the logic. If I never accompanied an Abdullah, then I wouldn't understand hikmati bis salihin. I wouldn't understand how they talk, how they deal, how they interact, how they teach. So it was important in our lives to follow them. So we search for the servants of Allah and we ask not to be a high ranking, but Ya Rabbi, grant me to be Ubaydullah, to serve them, serve their mission, accompany them, learn from them, study from them, to be under their hands, under their guidance, so that I can understand and enroll in these courses of Rijalullah. The Rijal, from those are plucked the Abdullahs. Because Abd is an immense station of Allah's ayn, that they have vision, their heart is open, and Allah dressed them to be an alim. And that Allah gave them an alim, ancient knowledges. So that's an immense station of reality. But they have to be Rijalullah, that they're training in the schools of adab and manners and etiquette and good character. For how can you enter the heavenly kingdom if nobody taught you how and the protocols of that kingdom? So it means that everything has a protocol. You work in the garage is one type of job, but if somebody says, do you want to come and they want to have you inside this palace serving the king, it's not the same. Garage you could do anything you want, yell, scream, do not shower. But as soon as you come into the kingdom to serve the king, there's an entire protocol that you do like this, don't do like that. You walk like this, you don't walk like that. If that's for dunya, what do you think from Allah's heavenly kingdom? And then to be presented to the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad with bi-adab, no manners, no nothing, there's no wali who will do that. So it means that that's why the school is based on manners, that sit right, talk right, don't talk, have good manners, good character, control what you say, control what you feel, control what you're thinking within your heart. All these layers have to be controlled so that the servant can be raised up, inshaAllah, so that they can enter into those presences, inshaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sayyidi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sayyidi, you spoke to me in my native language through the TV a few times. How does that work, and will that happen again?
Why would it not happen again? The world of light and the world of isharat and telepathy is a energy. We said that when you type, there's an intention. It's a very powerful, I think physics now has scientists that are proving this, that you produce an energy when you have an intention. This energy comes and begins to provide a motor function for the intention to be fulfilled. Right? Because there's got to be a signal that came from your heart to your brain to your fingers, and you began to type. That intention, Allah draws our attention, is most powerful. Kullu amalun binniyat. That every amal, Allah is going to not look at the amal, He's going to go to the source of power. What was your intention? We said many people may be praying, but because the police are outside waiting for them, so they're sitting in the masjid praying. But that's not the intention, was to worship. So amals that have intention, then Allah will govern the intention. But it draws us to, there's an immense power. So when somebody is making an intention and writes an email, well already the energy of what they were trying to do went into that device, went through that electric channel, and by the time you opened it, regardless of what they wrote, if you're sensitive to energy, you already felt the theme of what's now coming. They're saying something but the energy was something completely different. So it means then when we train ourselves with energy, then you're making a connection, and this concept of telepathy is an intention that the shaykh is teaching through an energy, and you're picking up the vibration of energy, and it comes to you as an energy, and your consciousness is translating it into your language. Because the energy is one, the energy is singularity. There's no Spanish energy and Arabic energy, it's just a qudra. When the qudra and the communication is going out through that signal, it's going out on a universal line. By the time it comes to your brain will translate it in the language that's appropriate for you. But it came as a qudra and an energy. So telepathy is based on controlling of energy. So when they make the madad and train in how to making the madad, they're connecting with the energy of the shaykhs. And as a result of connecting is that first you're asking to be dressed by this energy, as your clearance begins to rise and more trustworthy, your communication becomes two-way in that energy field. That the energy they send to you comes, your body begins to translate it in the process of how you think. If you think in Arabic, it'll come to you as if he spoke Arabic. You think in Urdu, he'll come to you speaking in Urdu. If you think in English, based on how you think, the inspiration will come, be translated by your faculty of your heart and brain, and begin to translate it according to the language that you understand. So this is a reality in what people think of telepathy. It's the movement of energy. So the one whom Allah begin to dress in subtle energy fields, what they find now with scientists, they make an artificial device of energy, and they put it onto flowers and plants. And they found that the plants are communicating, they're putting out a vibration and a sound. The tree has a sound, it's communicating. Yeah, so it means then if your energy is fine-tuned, then what happens? You can go into the forest, and if they need to, they can meditate and contemplate, and they begin to pick up the energy field of Allah's creation. What the tree is telling to them, what the plant is talking to them. And this was the traditional way of tibb an-nubuwah, prophetic medicine, is that every herb and every flower would describe to the servant of Allah what his benefit is, what his healing is, and what his purpose is. But as we relied more on technology and less on the heart, we stopped fine-tuning the heart. But this is a tremendous power. The one who begins to train in energy, train in light, Allah opens His entire kingdom for them. And that kingdom has many, many realities based on communication with animals, communication. How you think Sayyidina Sulaiman was communicating with the ants and birds and all the creatures? He wasn't speaking in a bird language to them. It's the Prophet of Allah, means merely he would communicate through his heart. And he could hear all the communication channels, and they come in on a digital channel, not wave channels anymore, because you can have infinite amount of channels on a digital channel. Every creature can be heard and each one separate and not overlapping. So how he heard all of them and knew the hoop he was missing, because it must have been tens of thousands of birds lined up, not one. He looked at the whole radif and the rows, said, where's that one? He's missing. And then we said, described before, his armies are moving, thousands. He said, thousands and hundreds of thousands of soldiers Sayyidina Sulaiman had, immense, flying on carpets and immense creatures. And he can hear the ant talking to all the other ants and stop the entire army just to hear them. So Allah is saying, this is Qur'an. With what power Sayyidina Sulaiman had this is a qudra and energy. And it's the energy that could hear and communicate back with the ants, in which he got the isharat from the commander that go into your homes, the armies are moving. So Allah's great. When we say Allahu Akbar, we can't imagine what that Akbar is. We limit ourselves to a very limited life of physicality, and it's a shame. That's the people on the prison interpreting shadows. Their whole life is just looking at a wall and trying to interpret shadows, and they really truly never lived. When Allah opened the heavenly kingdom and this world of light and energy, its immensity is something that cannot be understood nor can it be limited. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al Mustafa wa bi siri Surat al Fatiha. شبت يا رسول الكريم آمين. Alright, بنيات ختم خواجكان إن شاء الله. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أشهد أن لا إله
إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله.
Astaghfirullah 25 times.
كافي.
أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه إنه هو التواب الرحيم من كل ذنب ومعصية من كل ما يخالف دين الإسلام من كل ما يخالف الشريعة من كل ما يخالف الطريقة من كل ما يخالف المعرفة من كل ما يخالف الحقيقة من كل ما يخالف العزيمة يا أرحم الراحمين يا الله اللهم يا مسبب الأسباب يا مفتح الأبواب يا مقلب القلوب والأبصار يا دليل المتحيرين يا غاية المستغيثين يا حي يا قيوم يا ذو الجلال والإكرام وفوضوا أمر الله إن الله بصير بالعباد.
Rabit al-Sharif, asking to see yourself with Rosa Sharif in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. بمددكم ونظركم سيدي رسول الكريم حبيب العظيم.
Fatihatul Sharif 3 times. Salawatul Sharif 10 times. Alam Nashrah Laka Sharif 3 times. Ikhlasul Sharif 3 times. Fatihatul Sharif 3 times. Salawatul Sharif 10 times.
لدى شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى وصحبه الكرام. قول مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العالية خاصة رحمهم طريقة قابة خليك شان نقشبند محمد ويسي البخاري سلطان أولياء الشيخ عبد الله فايز الدغستاني الشيخ محمد ناظم عادل الحكاني مولانا الشيخ هشام كوباني الشيخ عدنان كوباني الشيخ محمد عادل عبد الخالق الخوج التواني صاحب زمان سيدنا محمد المهدي عليه السلام روح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا عليه السلام ثم سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق سيدنا عمر سيدنا عثمان إمام الحسن عليه السلام إمام الحسين عليه السلام سيداتنا فاطمة عليه السلام سائر وساداتنا والصديقين الفاتحة. شهد يا رسول الكريم.
فلما أنه لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله 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 إلا الله 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 أنت الهادي أنت الحق ليس الهادي إلا هو حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله لا إله إلا الله أنت الهادي أنت الحق ليس الهادي إلا هو حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله لا إله إلا الله أنت الهادي أنت الحق ليس الهادي إلا هو حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله لا إله إلا الله 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 illallah, 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 illallah. أنت الهادي أنت الحق ليس الهادي إلا هو حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله حق لا إله إلا الله أنت الهادي أنت الحق ليس الهادي إلا هو حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله حق لا إله إلا الله أنت الهادي أنت الحق ليس الهادي إلا هو حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله حق لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله سيدنا ونبينا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد حبيب الله لا إله إلا الله محمد حبيب الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد نبي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد خليل الله لا إله إلا الله محمد خليل الله لا إله إلا الله محمد صفي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد صفي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد ناجي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد ناجي الله لا إله إلا الله محمد شفيع الله لا إله إلا الله محمد شفيع الله ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب بلى يا الله 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 Allah حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم.
الله يا هو يا دائم يا دائم يا دائم يا دائم يا الله
يا حليم
يا حليم يا حليم يا الله
يا حفيظ
يا حفيظ يا حفيظ يا الله
يا مجيب
يا مجيب يا مجيب يا الله
يا مغيث
يا مغيث يا مغيث يا الله
يا معين
يا معين يا معين يا الله
يا لطيف
يا لطيف يا لطيف يا الله
يا غفار
يا غفار يا غفار يا الله
يا ستار
يا ستار يا ستار يا الله
يا جبار
يا جبار يا جبار يا الله
يا قهار
يا قهار
يا قهار يا الله
يا رزاق
يا رزاق يا رزاق يا الله
يا فتاح
يا فتاح يا فتاح يا
يا
الله
ودود يا ودود
يا ودود يا الله يا ودود يا ودود يا ودود يا الله
يا رحمن يا رحمن
يا رحمن يا الله يا رحمن يا رحمن يا رحمن يا
يا
الله
رحيم يا رحيم
يا رحيم يا الله يا رحيم يا رحيم يا رحيم يا الله
يا حنان يا حنان
يا حنان يا الله يا حنان يا حنان يا حنان يا
يا
الله
منان يا منان
يا منان يا الله يا منان يا منان يا منان يا الله
يا ديان يا
ديان
يا ديان يا الله يا ديان يا ديان يا ديان يا الله
يا سبحان يا
سبحان
يا سبحان يا الله يا سبحان يا سبحان يا سبحان يا الله
يا سلطان يا سلطان
يا سلطان يا الله
يا سلطان
يا سلطان يا سلطان يا الله
يا أمان
يا أمان
يا أمان يا الله يا أمان يا أمان يا أمان يا الله
يا الله يا
الله يا
الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله
أنت الله أنت الله
أنت الله يا الله أنت الله أنت الله أنت الله يا الله
هو الله
هو الله
هو الله يا الله هو الله هو الله هو الله يا الله
يا الله
يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم 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 يا أحد يا صمد صل على محمد 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 يا أحد يا صمد صل على يا أحمد 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 إمام مهدي 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 يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله يا سيد يا صاحب يا صديق يا رسول يا الله حسبنا الله ربنا 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 الله نعم المولى ونعم النصير نعم المولى ونعم النصير نعم المولى ونعم النصير جل جلاله 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 مدد 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 يا رسول الله مدد 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 يا رسول الله مدد 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 يا حبيب الله مدد 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 يا حبيب الله مدد 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 يا شفيع الله مدد 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 يا شفيع الله يا جبار يا قهار 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 يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا شاهدا غير مغيب يا قاربا غير بعيد يا قاربا غير بعيد يا قاربا غير بعيد يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب يا غالبا غير مغلوب صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم 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 اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم
يا ربي وسلم جميع أنبيائه ومرسلين وكل أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين إلى شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عليه وصحبه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العلية خاصة روح ممتلك قابة خليك شان نقشبند محمد ويسي البخاري سلطان أولياء الشيخ عبد الفيز الداغستاني سلطان الشيخ محمد ناظم عادل الحكاني مولانا الشيخ هشام كباني الشيخ عدنان كباني الشيخ محمد عادل معبد خالق الخجدواني صاحب زمان سيد محمد المهدي عليه السلام وروح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا عليه السلام ثم سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق سيدنا عمر سيدنا عثمان إمام الحسن عليه السلام إمام الحسين عليه السلام سيداتنا فاطمة عليه السلام وسائر وساداتنا والصديقين الفاتحة. Alhamdulillah for all those whom are here and all those whom watching wherever you are on the internet, YouTube, social media. Inshallah take the links and share them from the charity site, from the nurmuhammad.com site. Anyone has questions, help me at nurmuhammad.com take the articles, take the short reels that are being produced and translate them into your language. Now we have Spanish coming out, English is already out, any other languages that are necessary. Take the short reels, translate them and post to your own account, and alhamdulillah spread the love of Sayyidina Muhammad. Our life is a way of khidmat. Anybody in need and in difficulty, make a well, sponsor well. Anybody who wants safety and protection from sicknesses and difficulty, sponsor an orphan and help orphanages, help those in need, that Allah grant us a protection, grant us a light and a blessing by means of our khidmat inshaAllah. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa, Nubassir Surat al-Fatiha. Shafaat ya Rasul Kareem. Ameen. InshaAllah see everybody tomorrow night. InshaAllah we'll be broadcasting tomorrow from Surrey inshaAllah. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. InshaAllah if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below. The programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans, Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. InshaAllah if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below. The programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans, Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.